Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something a bit different. We are going to deconstruct the grand illusion of the modern attention economy. Our goal here is to strip away the noise and reveal the actual, unshakable foundation of digital identity. We're moving way beyond surface-level metrics to figure out what really sustains a business in an incredibly chaotic digital world. So, let's dive right in. We have to start things off by asking a provocative and frankly, kinda uncomfortable question about the reality of modern creators and businesses. What does a digital brand actually own? Now, I don't mean what they rent and I don't mean what they borrow. What do they truly inherently own at the end of the day?
That brings us to Section 1, the illusion of attention. Look, right now, it has literally never been easier to buy clicks, impressions, and vanity metrics. A business can launch a campaign tomorrow and gather millions of impressions in seconds. But think about a creator who catches a viral algorithm wave, right? They get 1 million views on a single video, but that generates 0 actual sales, 0 community retention, and 0 returning visitors. 1 million views can very easily equal 0 relationships. These massive numbers, they look great on paper, but they often mask a completely hollow reality.
Because the absolute truth of the matter is this: attention is abundant, but trust is scarce. The fundamental problem we're facing today is that a person can see a brand hundreds of times, in their feed, in pre-roll ads, scrolling on their timeline, without ever actually believing in it. They can consume the content without ever feeling an ounce of loyalty to the creator behind it.
Section 2. The platform dependency trap. We really need to draw a stark line in the sand between having an audience and having a relationship. Think about your own digital presence for a second. On one side, an audience is built entirely on attention, platforms, and vanity metrics. It's totally surface level. But on the other side, a true relationship requires loyalty, trust, and a durable reputation. We have to understand the distinction between a massive group of people who simply happen to look at you and a core group of people who actually connect with you. Because here are the cold, hard facts of building on rented land. Platforms dictate your distribution, algorithms change without any warning, literally overnight, tanking your reach while you sleep, organic reach predictably declines over time, and audiences can just vanish. If YouTube, Instagram, X, or TikTok control your entire ecosystem, you do not own your audience. The platform does. You don't own the platform. You need the relationship. A platform is just a piece of technology, a powerful distribution system. It can and absolutely should distribute your relationship with your audience, but it should never ever be the only place where that connection exists.
Let's look at Section 3, the scarcity of trust.
Building a real brand is a slow, incredibly deliberate journey. You have to turn a fleeting glance into a valuable connection, and there are steps you simply cannot skip. It starts with attention, sure. Then it moves to recognition. They actually remember who you are. From there, a reputation forms. Only after all that do you achieve real trust, which is what ultimately leads to deep loyalty. You can't hack this. Trust cannot be purchased. It is earned through repeated behavior over time.
Which means we have to internalize a harsh reality. Visibility is not credibility, reach is not loyalty, and attention is definitely not the same thing as trust. We're living in this really strange modern paradox where a brand can become hyper-visible, raking in millions of impressions, while simultaneously becoming completely untrusted and totally disconnected from the people actually watching.
Section 4. The trust-based brand model.
To fix this structural weakness, we need a new architecture. First, we define trust. Trust is the primary asset, period. It's earned through repeated behavior and kept promises, and it survives beyond any single platform. Trust isn't some soft, fuzzy marketing concept here. For a modern digital brand, it is literally the fundamental strategic underlying asset.
Next, we define brand. Brand is the form of trust. It is the physical, visual, and psychological shape that trust takes in the minds of people. A brand isn't merely a logo or a cool color palette or a catchy name. It is the recognizable identity that naturally forms around that stable, central core of trust we just talked about.
And finally, we define the token. The token is the voice of the brand. It acts as a digital expression of identity, recognition, loyalty, and community connection. Now listen to me very closely on this. Only once trust and brand are firmly established can we even begin to introduce the brand token. It acts as a technological evolution of that identity, allowing it to move safely beyond the walled gardens of any single social platform.
We must be absolutely crystal clear on this next point. This entire concept has absolutely nothing to do with speculation. No price charts, no day trading, no meme coins, and zero short-term crypto hype. None of it. This belongs entirely in the meaning column. It is strictly about recognition, participation, and fostering a true sense of belonging for your community.
If you take nothing else away, remember this. The technology is not the idea. The relationship is the idea. The value of a brand token begins entirely with meaning and community, not with blockchain mechanics. The technology is just a tool that supports the model. It doesn't define it.
And this sequence, it is strictly non-negotiable. Trust, then brand, then token. Trust acts as the heavy foundation. The brand gives that trust a recognizable shape, and the token gives it a borderless digital voice. Skip a step, and the whole thing collapses.
Section 5. Surviving the platform. When you map this all out, there is a stark contrast between the past and the future of digital identity. Rented attention is platform-dependent, highly vulnerable, and totally passive. Own trust, on the other hand, is platform-agnostic, built on durable relationships, and creates an actual community. The most valuable brands of the future are going to stop asking how many people see them, and they're going to start asking how many people genuinely trust them.
And that brings us to the ultimate stress test for any modern creator or business. Ask yourself, if the platform disappears tomorrow, the brand should still mean something. If your biggest social network permanently shut its doors today, would your identity and your relationship with your community survive that transition?
Because we know for an absolute fact that the digital landscape will always be chaotic. Platforms will change, algorithms will change, technology will change, new competitors will pop up, and entirely new distribution systems will replace the old ones. That much is guaranteed.
But amidst all that inevitable technological chaos, the fundamental human need to know who we can actually believe in, that will never disappear. Trust is the asset. It is the only thing that cannot be entirely disrupted by a slick new line of code or a shifting algorithm.
So, we want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to challenge everything you might currently know about building a digital brand. Maybe the real asset isn't your audience at all. Maybe, just maybe, it's the trust behind the audience. Thanks for joining us for this explainer. Until next time, take a really hard look at your metrics and ask yourself what you're genuinely building.